Hello and welcome back to Against the Storm. In our last series of videos, we played through the Sealed Forest and managed to successfully, although it was close at a couple of points, seal the gold seal that we were aiming for. And so there ended the last Blightstorm cycle, and so we're here with a fresh map. We have quite a few new points of interest here, some world map modifiers, a bandit camp, a royal outpost, a flooded mine over here, we can actually get there even, a ruined armory, and a petrified necropolis over here. Then of course we have question marks all over the map. We added in seals for not only the gold seal, which was the viceroy difficulty that we had been playing at, but we also added in the silver seal, which is the veteran difficulty seal, and the platinum seal, which is the prestige 5 seal. And prestige 5 reminds me that I also committed to starting a prestige run. Now what that means may not be what you're expecting. If you're expecting me to just dive in and go straight up the prestige ladder as I win, we're not going to go that fast. Or we probably won't go that fast. We may do the first couple of levels, but that doesn't mean that we'll be ready to do a prestige 5 seal this storm cycle. I don't think we will. So we might go back and poke at the silver seal just to see what the difference is there. We may push on and do another gold seal this time. I don't see myself trying the platinum seal, but we'll see. It's a long time. We have 64 years. That's probably at least 8 towns, which means that the game might be close to 1.0, or maybe already be in 1.0 by the time we get that far, assuming we do all the towns. If we wanted to do the platinum seal, we would have to have 45 seal fragments, which, not counting any gambling or any other shenanigans, is it 3 per town? 4 per town? Not prestige 1. It is 5 per town. So that's 9 towns, which means we'll have to have some shenanigans in order to get there fast enough. Or we'll have to step up to higher levels of prestige. Presumably, I don't know how many they offer at each higher level. So hopefully we can nail some shenanigans, because otherwise we won't possibly be able to do that. We should be able to do at least the gold, though, and definitely the silver, because the silver is only 20 seal fragments. So we could pick a direction to head in, but as we learned the last time, if we head in the direction at any amount of speed, we'll have to circle back around anyway to go in another direction in order to get enough towns in order to make it to the seal. So I don't think we need to head straight for a particular seal. I think we can head in whatever direction we feel like. And we could try to do, one of these. I don't think I want to do a bandit camp in my first prestige 1 level. Let's see. We could do the royal outpost. That one's a positive one. Positive ones are also kind of nice to have. Flooded mines, 2 more hostility points per villager, but no additional hostility for each passing year. That could be a good one to do. We've done that one before. And we also have the ruined armory, which is a positive one, where no villagers will die when attacking a trader. We don't attack the traders enough that matters. And then we've never attacked the trader, actually. We summoned them early once or twice. We've never attacked a trader. And the petrified necropolis, well, dead villagers turn to stone, so gain 5 meat for every 10 stone and clay produced. That one's always fun, I guess. But I think we'll come over here maybe and do either the Scarlet Orchard or this Marshlands to get these 2 together. But before we do that, and I can decide on that as we kind of go, we need to go into the city. And we need to go and take our deed for having earned our 14 reputation points through resolve from our last town. That gives us the generous rations cornerstone, where global resolve is increased by 5, but the chance of villagers consuming twice the amount of food during a break is increased by 50%. Interesting. I don't know that I'll ever take that one, but interesting. And then in the upgrades tree, we ended with quite a radical difference in the level at which each of the buildings are. We have, starting down here, we have embarkation bonus for amber, and then packs of provisions, and then a discount, lower prices on blueprints and perks sold by the traders. Those we will all get eventually, but those are kind of low on my list. While this one is nice, it's kind of low on my list. Better, perhaps, is the embarkation bonus for Forager Camp, and then at Last Stand is kind of, well, we actually might start needing Last Stands and Prestige, but the Trapper's Camp here, and then another Last Stand, that's a little bit better. And then also, also we have over here the larger building storage. Not a bad idea, especially with the hauling post. That could be an interesting combination, because not only do the workers not have to leave to empty the storage, but the hauling post doesn't have to come nearly as often to haul the stuff out either, which is kind of a nice thing potentially. I don't know, we'll see. Here in the Monastery of the Vigilant Flame, we have the bonus Cornerstone reroll. Good, but probably kind of lowish. And then our embarkation bonus for the luxury goods here, and I don't think I've ever taken those. Although, someone pointed out to me that it is a per minute bonus, so they could actually be very useful. But they're also very expensive, so we'll have to see. And then finally, that takes us to one of the two places where we should take one of these upgrades. The first one being the house upgrades for humans. We've only taken the fox house upgrades so far, and the humans is here, and then lizards, harpies, and beavers are all up here in the next level, which we can't obviously get to yet. And so it was suggested as a strong option to take this going into this prestige level. And I'd like that idea, but I'd like another idea more. And if we'd already had this one, then I would definitely go with the human house upgrades. But I think I like this other idea more. And it's not specifically these two delivery lines for these two goods, although they're also the plus X per minute type of thing. But it's in fact this one. And while you may not think this one is that great, at the beginning of a world map, right after a Blightstorm, you only have so many things you can trade with. You can only trade with the Citadel itself, Smoldering City, and each of the factions that you've unlocked in the game. We're currently missing one, this one. So this one would be a really good one to do at this point, given that we're starting out on a new world map with the new, the Blightstorm reset. Having this would be really, really useful to have another trading partner in those early towns before we establish our own towns. So I think we're going to do these two this time, and then hopefully have enough saved up, plus what we earn in this first town, to be able to do this one for the second town. So let's do this here, as well as this one here. And these have turned red. Okay, I was a little incorrect in my video on the patch notes. The box, or the frame around the upgrade itself doesn't turn red. The resource count turns red. So we have 84, which means we only need to earn 60 in this next town, which should be doable, I hope. We'll see. But let's back out of this and that one and pick our spot. It's been, I can't remember what it's been longer between the Marshlands and the Scarlet Orchard, but I think I want to do the Marshlands for this one. Yeah, I think I want to do the Marshlands. I think that's what I want. So let's go into the Marshlands, and we're going to do Prestige 1, as we talked about. So our rewards here will be, of course, the rewards that we get from the tiles, as well as 5 steel fragments, since we're at Prestige 1, a royal resupply, and then a bunch of experience. We also are going to go up to level 18 reputation required to win this town. And then also orders are harder. As we talked about in the patch notes, this was added to Prestige 1, down from Prestige 11. And everything, and they added in the extended storm duration that was in Viceroy. It's now gone from Viceroy. They should have added, though, to this description, not just Blightrot and Corruption, but they should change this to be additional difficulty with orders and additional harder forest mysteries. I'm surprised they didn't change that, but they think they should. So orders are harder, And then the more reputation is required to win, of course. And so Prestige 2 now has that extended storm duration to 4 minutes. And what was in Prestige 2 through 10 has now been moved to Prestige 3 through 11. And then Prestige 11's Orders Are Harder is now down here at Prestige 1. Okay, our conditions are, of course, the flooded mines we know about, the royal outpost we know about, and then the marshland gathering speed is increased for every 2 camp workers, and the forbidden glades have those ginormous nodes. We know about those things. 7 plus 2 is 9. This is just 7, and this is just 6. I think we're going to have to do this one, people-wise at least. Why does that look weird? There it goes. Here we have 2 raw food, some pipes, and some plant fiber. 2 raw food and some fabric. That amount of plant fiber is going to make not quite that amount of fabric, but the pipes are nice. Then 2 raw food here as well. Some leather, which also doesn't make that amount. And these both have tools. So we're kind of trading the tools for the pipes, but I think the pipes are a little bit more directly useful. The tools are nice in cases, but the pipes are nice because we can turn them into, the automatons at the geyser pumps, or we can turn them into the rainwater engines in the production buildings. So I think we'll go with this one plus the extra people. 3 people for $1. That's a deal. These are both 3 per minute, but they're 5 and 6 points each, so that's a little bit rough. We do at least have 10 embarkation points here because we are close to the Citadel, so that's kind of nice starting out as well. So we can take a lot of stuff. Plantation here is probably not the best building farm-wise. I think I would rather have the herb garden, which is 6 points, unfortunately. We could do the small farm, though, because at least we would get a reliable supply of grain, except, I almost forgot about this, small amount of fertile soil. Don't take a farm building here. We could take the herbalist camp, but at 6 points, I will struggle and try to not need it. Maybe let's take some oil, and I think we should take the reeds. I don't know when we get the other options besides the reeds for making fabric, but maybe the reeds and then either the stone or the clay. We're going to find a lot of stone here, so we could take the clay, but does that really help me much? No. So let's take that. And then 1 point left for food is a little bit of an oof. Maybe I should give back this, but then I don't know. So let's just take a bunch of meat, and we will call that good enough. I think we'll call that good enough. Let's go. Okay, so the prestigious expedition. Only the best viceroys can embark on a prestigious expedition. You'll need to earn 4 additional reputation points to win, and reputation rewards are distributed differently. Orders are also harder. We have clear skies. Increases the speed at which traders arrive by 300%. That's a 4x speed because it's an additional 300%. Of course, the looming darkness is here. Unearthly element. The Firekeeper's power weakens in the face of an otherworldly force. The maximum number of sacrifice stacks in the Ancient Hearth is lowered by 1. That means 2 stacks. Now, we almost never do 3 stacks. That doesn't mean that we won't want to in Prestige, but that's a lot of fuel to burn. And it may not be worth it comparing that to the amount of people that we would lose in that storm. Especially now that we're back to 2-minute storms for Prestige 1. The fog, villagers with this effect move slower, but to prevent it, we just need housing, so housing at Hostility 1 shouldn't be a big deal. Faint flame, strong gusts of wind, strike the holy flame, resources sacrifice, burned 40% quicker at Hostility 2. Not good. And swarms, villagers with this effect have -2 penalty to their resolve, mitigated by housing at Hostility 2. So that's no problem there either. Coupled with this one, that's no problem at all. So that's kind of an oof that these are all at 1 and 2, so we're going to have them basically from the beginning, but we'll see how that works out. Poking into the town, we get a little bit of guide here on the prestige because we have we have entered the prestige for the first time in this save. And of course it's telling us about prestige, which I think we kind of know about, but we can do a quick summary of this. There are 20 prestige levels. In order to unlock the next level, you have to win the current level you're on. One additional negative effect, or in this case kind of 2 additional negative effects, are added per level, so that each time you go up in prestige, the game gets more and more difficult. In that case, I don't know when we will, as I said, I don't know how often we will move up prestige levels, assuming we win each town, which we may not now, or now that we're going into prestige. But in prestige 20, you will face as many as 20 negative modifiers, plus all the other things that you could have to deal with as part of these or other things. So, yeah, that's going to be a challenge, I think, but we'll see. So there's a new building, the Forsaken Altar. We had this when we played a prestige level in the previous save, when we were playing on the epic version of the game. The Forsaken Altar lets you buy extremely powerful Stormforged versions of Cornerstones and upgrade some of our already owned perks to this mythical rarity. At the Forsaken Altar, we must first earn enough reputation points. The points thresholds that activate the Forsaken Altar are indicated by red symbols on the reputation bar. Excuse me. Once you have reached those thresholds and the storm comes, then the creature that inhabits the altar will let you get those upgrades at the Forsaken Altar. Every altar activation allows you to select one of 3 Stormforged Cornerstones. We can only choose one of them, and we must pay for it with Citadel resources and the lives of some of our subjects. Note that some Cornerstones are cheaper than others because you are not buying them, but rather upgrading a perk you already possess. The text on the purchase button will change to upgrade in that case. I don't think that was the case when we played the first time. I think it was only purchasing new things, but it's been so long that it could be different, or I could be misremembering. So just a little bit about how Prestige and the Forsaken Altar work. So of course the Forsaken Altar should be here, there it is, and we will want to build that at some point before we get to this point on the reputation bar. Shouldn't be a big problem. I don't see why we shouldn't do our 3 woodcutter strategy, although we only have 12 people, so we probably won't fill them full, but I think we can start with 3 woodcutters to start with. That sounded a little weird. And then kind of go from there. This is a really, really far pushed back altar. I don't know that or Ancient Hearth rather. I don't know that I like that, but we will deal with that also as we can. They're definitely going to do here because the road work needs to work for the storage just as much as it needs to work for the hearth, if not more. We'll go there, and then we'll also put a road across here, and we'll put a road behind the altar for fun, but maybe not all the way across there. So an extra road this time, but that's the way that it works sometimes. Our first attack, there's a geyser there. We only know that we have lizards and foxes so far. So the lizards bring, what do the lizards bring? 10 tools, and then of course the fox tells us where the geyser is. We may or may not get humans as our third. If we do, then they'll tell us where we can find some fertile soil. Since we don't know, even if we're going to get humans, we didn't bring a farm building as part of our initial loadout. There are a lot of danger glades nearby, but we'll probably aim for that small glade to start with, and maybe this one over here as well. And then we can move on from there. So let's do some, yeah, we can do it here. It's fine. I'll probably open this up wider as time goes on, but we'll start there. Let's unpause again though. You pause too much, Molly. Yeah, the move button's here now, and then when you're, no, okay, it's not up. Okay, it doesn't leave the space there, so it does shift the worker slots down as you get that. Let's do this maybe like that. And then we can put in 3 people. I don't care who. At this point, I kind of don't care who. You all can move over here too, and we'll put 3 of you in there. Build, build, build. I stole the workers that were building that, so now they had to find somebody else to do it. And then I think we'll do just a couple of those in there. Last 2 workers can work on building. Let's do, or 3 workers. Last 3 workers can work on building. Let's do the crude workstation. We're going to need that. We have a couple of extra spots here that we can put some of these buildings in. Maybe that's the great spot for that. We can also do the rain collector right away as well. And then we can maybe put the makeshift post in there. Maybe. We'll see. Chop, chop. Our first building choice is going to be one of these. Kiln could be good, but we are going to see coal on the ground, so maybe not. If we find a farm pretty quickly, we could take the herb garden. Otherwise, I'm going to pass on the farm buildings and just rely on food on the ground. For better or for worse, but otherwise we'll probably take the kiln in this first choice here. And then here, gain 30 meat every time a villager leaves or dies. That one's always good to have. It's good to have early if you think you're gonna have to deal with it. I don't know whether we're gonna have to deal with it or not. Wood cutting speed will increase by 10% for every 150 units of water used in rain engines. That could be useful. Bonus to herbs, well, that's not so useful unless we had the farm building, the herb garden that grew the herbs. And then silent looting. Hostility is lowered by 15 points for every abandoned cache you open or send. That's also pretty good. But this driving water kind of sounds interesting, but we'll see what our orders look like and decide from there. Okay, that's open now. Copper. Times 2. Wait, there's copper and coal here? Oh yeah, that's right. This is the only biome, I think, where they're both present. Clearance water geyser and small snake nest, so some small eggs here. Which means we probably want to build the, if I remembered how to click buttons here, a few of these other buildings, the small herbalist for this, the small trapper for this, and then that, and then also the stone cutter for this. Let's go ahead and stage those out as well. Put maybe one of you in here. It's another good spot for a small building there. Probably do a 2x3 there, though, because reasons. No, wrong button, Wally. Herbalist. And... wrong button again. Trapper. There. Okay. And we should get our orders here in a moment. There's 3 things, eggs. Okay. How did lizard resolve get down so low already? Ouch. We're probably going to have to pull one of these folks out. Let's do that. Well, drop it down to hostility too. And then we need to stage out some house building. So it's probably good to actually have those additional workers. Or this. Maybe here to start with. Let's also get maybe over here, get that glade going. Over there. And I think I will do 2 of these 3 and leave the other one behind for now to kind of do back cleanup. Yeah, we'll do 3 workers there, 4 workers here. And that'll be good. Our first orders have arrived. Resolve. Yeah, resolve is always a pain. Especially for the foxes. No, the lizards. The lizards are always pretty cranky. Foxes are a little bit better. That's pretty good, though. The foxes at 13. Either one will give us 2 of their respective race, as well as 30 food that race kind of is associated with, and 3 parts. Not a bad deal. Or complete 2 trade routes and have 4 packs of crops ready to go. Get some amber, some grain, and some villagers. Packs of crops are an interesting question because they're expensive to make early on. We can only make them from certain things, which we may not have those certain things. We do possibly at this point, but we won't for long probably. No, not what I wanted. So I think for this order we should probably go with Fox Resolve. And the next order, 5 packs of building materials, or a whole bunch of packs, or 1 ancient tablet. The building materials will give us some building materials back, which could be very useful. As well as the ability to make better building materials of another type. This will give us the ability to make better building materials of another type, but all the packs I'm not that thrilled about, especially considering that this is 5 and this is 4. It's not that big of a difference. This one is always a bit of a crapshoot. You never know if you're going to get tablets or not from Glade events. So I think we'll go with big delivery. And then finally, open 3 glades and rebuild or salvage 1 ruin. Gives us a bonus to stone production in this case, and a bunch of tools, or a few tools. Rich harvest is 7 packs, probably not in this glade or in this biome. And then this one is complete any 3 glade events. This is any 3 glade events, so it includes caches and small glade events and things like that. Now, that one could be good. Parting with that many building materials, I'm not sure that I want to do that again. And this is like the 3 packs one, but it's 6 packs. So bonus to the makeshift post-production after we're done, and including the best recipe in the game combined with this for trade goods. 2 stars plus the bonus of 50% is really good, but in 5.5 minutes, that means somewhere around the midpoint of the clearance, we'd have to have all these packs made. I just don't see that as a very easy possibility. So I think we should go with problem solver. Yeah, oh, sorry, we get planks here, we don't give away. I think we go with problem solver. And so then cornerstone. I think we'll do driving water. I'd like that, and woodcutting speed in this biome is kind of useful, so I think we'll go with driving water. We won't get it right away, but when we have some rain engines hooked up and we're pumping some water out of this or out of this, we'll be able to really do some work there, I think. And then the building choice. I really hate it when they don't give us very good options for building materials early on, but I think we'll have to go with the kiln here to get that really good coal recipe, which we can use to supplement the mines, but also to get the 1-star bricks. Herb Garden appears again. The game's maybe trying to tell me something, but it's also kind of a jerk move because you never know if you're going to find that farmland or not. Forester's Hut, same kind of answer. It goes on the farmland, so you have to have the farmland. The Tavern and the Tea Doctor are both services buildings. It could be useful to have a service building this early, but we're definitely not going to have the recipes, just the stuff to sell for it. And it's a sink for a lot of workers, and early worker sink I don't really care for. So I think we should stick our neck out and try the Herb Garden. And then finally, the last choice here is a good plank recipe. A really good plank recipe, but kind of a meh everything else recipe. A decent fabric recipe. A really good water skin recipe, which is really good in this biome because we get leather from the trees. Or the press, which gives us oil, and a crappy flour recipe. And the Forester's Hut returns. I really like having a plank recipe early on, but I think we should go with the leather worker in this case. And plus, it's a clearance water building, and we're going to have a clearance water geyser hooked up fairly soon. Let's go. And go up to the next speed level, too. So they'll work on that. You guys can finish this one up. I think I want to also maybe clear a couple of trees here, like this many. Once you clear some of those trees, you can clear some of those trees. And we'll kind of just work. Work. We need to put a worker in here and also knock these numbers down to 10s. You're going to switch to stone bricks and no pipes for now, because you don't have the stuff for it anyway. You can work in there. You can work in there. And we can do the rest when they come up. We have no wood. There's a decent amount in storages here, though, so maybe we should just flush those out. Not that one so much, but the other two. Wood. And we need to build more housing, of course. Let's get that started, or continued here. Blizzard Resolve dropped again because our hostility went up to 3. We have a small encampment and a snake nest down here. I think we could probably work that small encampment. That also counts as a glade event. We'll just need to pull another woodcutter out, which means we're down to already only 6 woodcutters, but that's what you get, I guess. We should welcome the new people, though, I think. So let's go ahead and do this now before we lose the ability to. And two of you can go and do that while the lizard works on building, and you'll be done in 24 seconds, so that won't be too bad. Or so. 24 seconds or so. Yeah, you got started right away. Good. Herbalist can move down here. Stonecutter can move over here. Oh, you guys need to move. Come on down. And let's see. Let's pull this one out of that. Let's just delete this one already. I guess I shouldn't have built it, but we get the stuff back, so it's not a huge, huge loss. And then you all can come over here, maybe work from the other side, like that-ish. And we can do that. You can move down here. We should throw a lizard in there eventually. Actually, now is a good time. The harpy, which is our new confirmed. Actually, we saw it when we clicked on that, but I didn't point it out then. It was just our third race. It can go in there, and we're going to lose a lizard if we're not careful. Hopefully, we can force the lizards into the housing first. Hopefully. And we can do that because, yeah, we really need to have them covered. Or we need to get that hostility back down again. One or both. One or both. Who do we have in here? Why don't we put the lizard in there? We don't have a lizard to put in there. Let's do... not that one. This one. Let's do this, and then this. Because these folks give us... hostility from open glades is lowered. Is that... actually, that went up, so maybe we don't want to do that. Never mind. Well, maybe it does. It does matter, actually. Because the lizard's personal reputation, or resolve, is up. Even though the global is down. Or the hostility is higher, too. Which is better. Let's see. Maybe do a bunch of this. Maybe even do more of that. To kind of give me some space to build in. We don't have to worry about all the trees this time, which is nice. And we can do some more shelters here. Maybe we should even do some of these here, too. Yeah, let's do some more of this. Right there. Because we have a lot of room here, so I want to put all these in here. As best we can, at least. Hostility came back down to 2, which means we would be in a really good place. So let's go back down to this. Yeah. Switch back to Fox to lower the hostility from the glades. Build, build, build. Chop, chop. That side, I think. You guys are fine here. You can also queue up a rain collector. No, not a rain collector. A geyser pump here. Although I think before we do that, we should probably do the leather worker and the kiln. Yeah, we should be fine with that. Ouch. 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 Let's move you slightly. So I can put the leather worker right there. Right there. Don't make any more bricks. Don't make any more cloth here. You can stop. I know you're almost done, but you can stop and just make planks then. And we get here. Oh, yes, the herb garden that we don't really need. Kiln can go right in here. There you go. And then we also are going to need packs of building materials. We didn't take a better recipe for them. So let's also get the makeshift post here. And then we can work on that geyser pump after all of that is done. Lots of work to do. Work. And I have 2 builders right now. We need 1 more house, and then we also need to have a park. Here comes the storm. Gotta get them people housed. ASAP. Get that done. Oh, priority that. Sorry, priority that. And then this. And then get back to the other building stuff. We're going to pull our woodcutters out. Down to hostility 1. And we'll have to deal with this until that house is done. I can rhyme. Might not be a bad idea anyway, because they're all going to get sad. Ouch. Dropping hostility by another notch is not really feasible, unfortunately. Let's see what happens with the final housing of these two foxes. That should make them a little bit happier. And maybe we can fix the lizard again this way. No, that made it worse, because that ticked our hostility up again. Alright, stay there then. So I have to fight it. Can I put a lizard in here? Yeah. Not this. Well, yeah, actually do that. Do this, and do that. We don't have any wood. We don't have any wood. Do that, please. Let's get that pumping. You are by yourself, but you can come over here. Harpy or lizard in here. Let's turn that one off. Let's wait on these, I think, for a little while till we need them for something. You can use the plant fiber first. And the reeds in equal amounts, and then resort to the leather for that, so that we can reserve the leather for this instead. And this is, yeah, meat and oil. We could probably do the meat choice until we get an oil recipe, but I'm going to wait anyway on that one. Because we don't have a need for the vessels yet, at least until we build a field kitchen. Alright, everybody's okay now at hostility 1. If we went back up to hostility 2, what would happen? Not good. That's what happens. Okay, stay there then. We'll just suffer with no wood. I'm going to have to let them then probably burn coal in the fire, which is not a bad idea anyway. And the storm ends already because, hey, we have a 2-minute storm again. Do that. Let's do this. Gain 20 coal for every 3 burned blight rot cysts. Maybe that's a good idea. Houses have room for 1 more villager. That could also be a good idea. Hostility is reduced by 15 points every time you sell goods worth 30 amber. That might be even better idea. Global production speed is faster, but traders arrive slower. I think maybe we'll do protected trade, and I will try to trade like we did in the last town. Just to force me to try to do it. I need to build a trader first, though. 2 people or 2 people, doesn't matter. We could use more of these than having the fox. This is probably better anyway, so let's go with this one. Before I get distracted, let's build a trading post. I'm going to stuff it way out here, I guess. First glade, danger glade. To open will probably be this one. Yeah, I think it'll be that one. So let's maybe... I mean, I kind of skinned along this one, so maybe we should just do that one instead. Yeah, let's just do this one instead. You folks can come over here, although I'd like to do it here. I would like to do it here, more toward the storage, I think. Let's do this there, like this, and undo everything that I had done. Because that's me. I mark a lot of things and then I unmark them. What about here? Maybe the harpy can come in here. They get the resolve bonus, which would be probably really good. The lizard would get the productivity bonus, but I think we'll go with the resolve bonus here. Your board, you can come out of there for now, I think. Yeah, that's fine. And then let's make those, start making those packs of, well, if I do that, then I need to do that. Go back in there and let's make 20 instead. Once you have the wood. There, and there. Good job, everybody. Jorg is here. Okay, let's see. We have nothing super great at this point, which is kind of a relief, because if we get crazy bad stuff here, then it's crazy good stuff here, then that's bad because we can't afford them anyway. Stuff to sell, I really don't have anything I want to sell, so the reason for getting the trader was not so much for getting the trader, but for getting the trade routes. And so I think maybe we should actually put somebody in here, make them start making stuff out of meat that is packs of provisions out of meat. Oh, wait, how many of those do we need? 5 building materials. Just 5. Push them up, push them over. And we'll pop into there. Quickly, please, quickly, please. We need to free up a builder, though, which I think we'll pull out of one of these. Here we are, not a builder, a explorer. Ancient shrine, large abandoned cache, clearance water geyser again, great, and 2 stone deposits, a small and a large. This is going to need a bunch of eggs and some hostility to get the stuff. Hey, look, there's a tablet or 3, or providing the stuff we don't have to excavate it. I guess we're going to do that one, which means we need to have, yes, we need to have one of you freed up. Is anybody in a better spot? Not really. We'll just do this, and then do this, and then do that, which is going to shoot us up to hostility 5. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Stonecutter's Trial. If we had a source of roots, I would jump on this because we already have the stone that we could deliver until we find a farm, which we didn't find here. Which I'm not surprised either. Yeah. Not surprised there. So probably no, or definitely no. Have at least 3 buildings with engine installed. We're going to do that, so we could get there. Stone, plant fiber, and oil are good things to get. Need for jerky fulfilled 40 times. This is 40 in total, not 40 simultaneous. Gives us a bonus to egg production and some eggs. I would like it better if this one gave you meat or bugs. But also some flour. Deliver oil and flour and get some people, as well as the farmer carry, and one's kind of meh. I think we should do this one. Kind of a nice variety of things. I think we should do that one. Plus, we've never seen that one before. Harpy population and resolve. Harpies are cranky, but so are everybody else we have here, kind of, so maybe not. 2 empathy events, which is the heart. This one was not an empathy event, it was a loyalty event, so we already haven't stabbed ourselves in the foot with that. But 2 empathy events get more tablets, some tools, and some meat. Maybe. We have deliver 20 packs of crops, probably not. Just because crops are hard to come by in this biome. We should probably take this one. Yeah, let's do this one. It'll take us a minute to get there, but I think that's a better one to have in the long run. The crystallized dew will help, if for no other reason than have the ability to create crystallized dew to build fox houses with. Let's open this up now, all the way, not all the way to there, but all the way to there, as well as this side, and we'll just kind of feather these guys out as we get there. Just put straight roads all the way through town, I guess. Although maybe not the best idea. We'll figure it out. Oh, Jorg is leaving. No problem. As soon as we get some packs of provisions made, we can take a look at the trades. Oh, this is another new thing that was added. The type of building is listed here, including for things like events and even caches have a building type listed here. And I'm guessing the arrows will scroll through buildings of that type, as they mentioned in the patch notes. We need one more house, and we also need to have a builder. That would be nice. But we also need to keep these guys wood cutting, so unless we have an idle building, I don't really feel like making somebody into a builder who's currently cutting wood. These 2 will be done in short enough order, although they have a bunch of hauling to do. At least it's a fairly short trip, and I can also snag one of them as soon as they're done here to do the building while the other one does the hauling. That might be the best idea. Let's do that option. And that drops our hostility, of course, back down by 300% because we finished the event. Maybe it's time also to go ahead and build the field kitchen. I kind of go back and forth on whether I even want it or not, but I think we need it. So let's do it. And I'm chewing through my planks, unfortunately. Maybe I should chew through something else, but nothing else is all that great either. Maybe we could do some of each kind of thing. Did you make any of these? Yeah, you made 2. Let's switch you to bricks, I guess, for this. Send those planks back so we can build stuff with them. And then let's get you prioritized on bricks for a minute after you finish that jerky. Because we do have stone. We have lots of stone to mine, so we should be fine with making those out of bricks instead of out of wood. But in the meantime, you will make packs of provisions. What do we have here? We could do this one. It's not a great deal, but it would get us some progress. And this is, by the way, why we chose the Vanguard of the Stolen Keys. Otherwise, we would only have 3 trading partners here. And having an extra trading partner, of course, means that you can, have more trading options, more trading value. 162 and 1, that one's a little bit better of a deal. Probably not going to trade planks at this juncture. And we're not making Purging Fire yet, so we should wait on that. We can't do that one yet, although we should start soonish. So maybe we need to force the delivery here. As soon as you're done with those packs, you can grab some bricks while you're there. You won't be done with all of them, but you can grab some while you're there. And let's move one of you over here, and move the other of you over there. And that way you can chop the trees a little bit closer. And then we can go back to doing some other, probably just tree clearing. Maybe in this area. I left those marked in there. Nice. Let's just do something like this, maybe. That'll do. And on this side, I think I'll just skin right up close to this this glade. These folks on this side. That'll be good. Maybe we'll pop into another small glade or 3, just so we can see if we can find one of the small hauling posts. Even though it'll be expensive to do so, it might be fun to do so. Given the fact that that's the name of the update. Hauler station. I called it a hauling post. Hauler station. You're bored. Let's pull you out for the season. Let's take a look at this again now that we have delivered. Stone. Yeah. Or planks. Let's just do the stone one, even though it's not really worth it. It's actually a loss, but I think we should do it for the reputation. And just do 1, though, just to kind of get things moving. Jerky doesn't need to be made here. Biscuits we don't have flour for anyway. We could make pickled mushrooms. We are getting mushrooms. We could put them into water skins. Although we could put them into anything, too. We can also pickle eggs. We're going to be getting some eggs here. Porridge. We can make mushroom porridge with clearance water only, because it's the only geyser we have. I think that's a good pairing, but I'll need to have a worker for that, and I don't have one that I want to give up yet. I don't think. Let's put you back in here. Did I build? I did not build that house. Crap. Shelter. Go. Let's see. Can we pull hostility down by any significant amount? We can do it. At the sacrifice, at the cost of wood, we can do it. You're gonna be bored. Let's pull you out of there, and let's put somebody in here then. One of those, I guess. Since we just pulled a bunch out of there, we should, out of the lumber, we should put them in there instead. Trade route completed. Good. Let's go in there and do that, and then we can take a look at the new ones. Ancient tablet is worth 8. 5 of these is worth 2.5. That's actually a good deal, and it would get us to the next level with Vanguard, so that might be a good one to do. Trading pipes is not going to happen this time. Trading 10 oil, maybe. It's worth $1.40. That's actually not bad. That would get us a little bit further along with them as well. Let's do that one, and let's do... We could do 2 of these. No, we can't. We can only do 1 of these. Do it. Do it. Do it. That'll work. How are you doing on the packs building materials? You've got bricks now. Make the building materials, please. Let's pull you back down out of that priority. Maybe put this one up their priority. So they focus on making those. Oh, wait, you did make those. You just delivered a bunch. Okay, turn that off then, So we have 6. We only need 5. We'll turn that in. You can send those bricks back then, and you'll be in a better place brick-wise anyway then. Alright, you can keep making provisions. I didn't see that you'd made the bricks. I'm sorry. Or the packs. Yeah. Words, Welling. Words. They're plagued, so you can kind of get maybe these trees here. I may not keep both of these roads, but for now they're good to have. Do we know what we're doing? But I also just glanced at the clock, and we're about 50 minutes in. So I think we should end here. We have a new trader. We have a order to turn in. The new trader is Sother the Ancient. So not sure what we might want from Sother, but if you have suggestions, by all means, make them. And we will resume this town in the next episode. See if we can make it through Prestige. Maybe we can get something more turned in so we can move this up. We'll have to build that building at some point here, the Forsaken Altar. It is a 4x4. Yeah, it's a 4x4 building. So we'll have to make a spot for it. No big deal. We'll get that done. And we'll see what happens in the next episode. So thank you all for joining me. And I will see you all then. Bye for now.